And I want to begin by congratulating you guys on The Winter King. It's a tale as old as time, but with much grit and heart and just a little bit of magic. I enjoyed it.
I love that.
Oh, you're so welcome. Let's begin with you, Miss Julie. As an executive producer, in adapting Bernard Cornwell's The Warlord Chronicles, what was the main edict to make sure you guys stay true to the tone and spirit of his novels?
Well, he's a master. He's a master at historic fiction, and you know, you can't get a better North Star in his 3 novels for this world. So that was the first thing: is hold true to the novels. And then, you know, with any adaptation, you're always looking at what you hold to, and then what you take as the spirit of the piece. So, you know, very quickly, for example, we brought Arthur's introduction much earlier into the show. You know, episode 1 opens with Arthur, whereas Bernard's novels introduce him much later. But even where we're needing to create new material, it's based on what the pipe that Bernard has laid down. So there's a line in one of the novels where Bernard talks about, you know, kings fear their bastard sons, but they love their bastard daughters. And out of that, we then created that exile, you know, backstory for Arthur. So it's holding to the novels, but where we deviate, always trying to kind of hold to something that Bernard himself has seeded.
Oh, well said. And you, Mr. Lachlan, I said the series earlier has enough grit and darkness, right? The Warlord Chronicles, it's known the trilogy can be pretty explicit when it comes to torture, mutilation, all that stuff. So how did you guys decide to tackle that?
I think you're always trying to make a series that feels distinctive and is different from what's come before. And we wanted to root the series itself in the 5th century, and we did a lot of research into the 5th century, the rules of the world, you know, which is obviously informed by what Bernard's written. So it was important for us to make the world feel real for the audience, you know, because in those times it was literally, if you wanted a man's land, you just killed him. It was that brutal, and I think we didn't want to, you know, shy away from the reality of the time, because I think some of the other versions of the retelling of the legends have, you know, maybe a bit later in history and a little bit more sanitized. So we felt it was important just to make it feel distinctive so that you understood what the characters were going through on a day-to-day basis, because, you know, there wasn't any antiseptic, there wasn't plasters. You cut your nail, you could be, you know, dead within 24 hours.
I'm so, like,
yeah.
Yes, so, I feel the same, Manny.
You know what, by the way, has Bernard Cornwell seen the series yet?
Yes. So Bernard, God bless him, came to our read-through. So we were all quite scared on Zoom, having him at the read-through, which was just wonderful, and he was completely supportive. And he's certainly seen the first 2 episodes, and he's just a delight because he's cheering us on.
Oh, that's great. And Mr. Lachlan, real quick, I told earlier about the heart. I think the heart comes from your great cast. I mean, they explored the themes tremendously. So talk to us about, real quick, about the magic of getting your perfect cast, Mr. Lachlan.
Well, I guess it starts with the team, especially our casting director, Andy Pryor. You know, he's our kind of alchemist when it comes to casting. But it's also, I think, the cast like Iain and Ellie, who plays Nimue, and Stuart. I mean, everybody who's involved in it, it's just such a wonderful bunch of people. And I think the humanity that you get through Iain as Arthur, you know, he's just got that sort of twinkle and that special quality that just pulls you in. There's so much nuance and so much subtlety there. And, you know, he's a lovely guy as well. So I think that's the big part of it, is just making sure you've got a great team of actors who all work well with each other. And you get that connection between them all in their various arcs that they're going through. You know, because as you said, it's brutal times, and the stories we go on, there's the political, there's the personal. So you want to show all the different color within that.
Yeah. And finally, Miss Julie, real quick. So the first few episodes of The Winter King are now out on MGM Plus. What can we expect, and what do you hope for viewers to get after watching the series?
I hope they get a great adventure. I hope they get to see, you know, a development of character arcs that is very compelling to them, that entertains them, but also surprises them. And I hope that even though it's a period piece set in the 5th century with fantasy elements, you know, based on you know, a long known legend, I hope that they sit on their sofas and think about their lives and what it means to be human and what choices would they make. You know, I'm not riding into battle with a sword in my hand, but I would be thinking about, well, if I were Arthur, come back to this, you know, extraordinary setup, would I be up to it? What choices would I make, you know, for myself and for the land?
Oh, well said again. And I thank you so much, you guys, for the series, and a big, big, big congrats again on the Winter
Thank
King.
you.
And I
Thank you
just
very
want to say, long live the Winter King.
Hooray!
much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Good luck on everything.
Bye-bye.